Welcome to episode 273 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
As always.
As always.
As always, so it shall be.
Can't be a duo without a duo.
That's true. You can't be a duo without two.
Yeah, that checks out. That math.
Deuce. No, deuce. I wonder if those are derived, because they both start with D-U. You think they're derived from each other?
I don't know.
I think they're Latin.
What about dude?
Dudes.
Dudes.
For two.
The plural. Yeah, dudes.
Plural dudes.
Maybe we should change this show to the dudes.
Dudes. Dudes squared.
Dudes gaming.
No, it would have to be dude squared, not dudes squared, because that would be like four dudes. And
dudes, right. Yeah. Dude. You just want a double dude. Maybe double dude game show.
Ooh. Now we got like triple
video
Ds.
games. Right, not whoa. Not like we're handing out cars, more like we're talking about video games. Welcome to Double Dudes. Double Dude. It's this dude then too. You gotta drop the S off that too.
Right.
Double Dudes is again four.
See, now there's too many grammatical. Now we gotta do English and shit.
Yeah, it's
math.
tricky for sure.
Yeah, we'll just stick with the official Gamestitch Podcast.
The Double Dude.
The Double Dude.
Video game extravaganza. It's long.
It is long. There's a lot there, and it's. I think the double dude part kind of could come off as a tad confusing when you mix it with the video game extravaganza part.
Well, it's a two dude video game extravaganza.
Right. It's still confusing.
Yeah. No, I get it, but that's what's happening. Oh man. It's a morning.
It's definitely a morning.
It's not Easter. Last week was Easter.
Last week was Easter.
It's just a normal Sunday morning when we record now.
No holidays, no resurrections or anything like that.
Nope. No candy, no bunnies. I mean, those exist still. Those are still things, but
yeah, but they're not all. And I don't understand what bunnies have to do with Easter exactly, considering what Easter actually celebrates. And I've never had anyone able to explain it to me when I've asked that question.
Because it's clearly about marketing.
Well, probably, but how long? I feel like the Easter Bunny's been around for a while. I've actually seen some old creepy photos of like old Easter Bunny people dressed up in costumes.
Old costumes are the best, like old costumes.
Yeah, they're
because
creepy.
Everyone looks like a psychopath.
Scary, yeah.
Yeah.
So Easter, as we know it today, in its current form, with chickens or bunnies. Well, there are chickens too. I was thinking of the Cadbury who.
Bach?
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know how long that's been in its current form.
I feel like it's always been marketing, though.
Probably. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Jesus can't lay a Reese's egg.
Or a Cadbury egg.
It has to be an animal that we love.
So
and chicken is too on the nose.
How is chicken on? Oh, for eggs.
Because it lays eggs, yeah. Let's be a little creative, so we'll do a bunny, because people love bunnies. And bunnies don't really have a holiday.
Then they're cute and fluffy, and they don't.
They are cute. They're dumb. You ever seen one that has a bunny? You're like, why do you even have that?
They just keep it in a cage.
Yeah, it just shits and eats, because it's just a rabbit. Like, that's all it does.
Right.
People try to treat them like pets.
What I would really want to do is, like, jump and run.
Be free.
But no, we just keep them in this little pen.
Yeah, but those bunnies you see in the pet store, they're not those kind of bunnies. We've bred those ones that just lay there.
Oh, that's true. They're more like guinea pigs.
Yeah, those wild ones you see, they go like, I don't know, like 155 miles an hour.
Yeah, those things are badass.
They're like built for speed. Back legs are just jacked like they've been at the gym.
Yeah. And when they run, they can like come up around their head. And
yeah. No feet on the ground when they're at apex.
I mean, they're like machines.
Yeah. Wild hares are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
You ever seen one like
around my house? Yeah.
Yeah, when they hit stride and they got no legs, they're just gliding through the air until it's like poof, poof, poof.
Yeah, but they're like
crazy.
They like take off and go straight to stride.
Yeah. 0 to 100 with a rabbit.
There is no in between. It's just boom.
Yeah, because they're the rare breed of acceleration and top end. Like, they're super fast and they get there instant.
Yep. That's how they protect themselves, because that's about all they have.
Yeah, there's no defense. If you catch me, I'm dead.
Right. So I better run really fast.
I'm just banking on the fact that you can't catch me.
Right. I'm hoping to be the fastest rabbit around.
Right. Or at least faster than this guy. Because he's getting 8. It would have been more timely to talk about rabbits last week.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to talk about avocados last week.
Yep.
Because we do things different here.
Still a great idea. The Easter avocado is a thing.
Oh, no. Marketing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll paint the avocados like eggs for the marketing.
There you go.
Really big eggs. And then we'll cut in and everybody will be like, oh, that's just an avocado. And we'll write around the outside. We'll cut the avocado but put it back together and then fake cut it so that when you cut it open, it says, the avocado adventure.
Ah.
Holy guacamole, I forgot what I named it now. The incredible guacamole adventure, or avocado adventure.
Yes.
It'll say like written in Sharpie on the avocado, because I feel like you can write on avocado.
I'm sure you can. I don't know. I've never tried.
Yeah. It looks like you could write on it.
It looks gross, but
I don't eat it.
I'm not a fan of avocado at all.
I don't eat it. I don't eat guac.
No, me either. It's 0%.
But I like the way it looks, because it doesn't look like anything that's even edible.
It doesn't look like you should be able to eat it.
It looks like
a lot
of
stuff like that.
It looks like a dinosaur egg. You cut it open, it's like unrealistic green inside there, with like, just a big fat ass
Who decided
pit.
Coconuts? Who said, let's cut this open and see what we can do with this?
Yeah, because everything about a coconut says, "Do not get inside me."
Right,
It's furry, it's hot, it's hard to get, and it is impossible to get through.
Uh-huh.
But it is luscious once you break inside.
Like who's the person that said, "Oh, look at that. That just fell out of that chicken's ass. Maybe I'll crack that open and
I'm gonna eat that.
Put some fire under it and see what happens."
I'm gonna eat that. No, the real crazy thing is all the people who were eating it without putting fire underneath it.
First, before they decided?
Yeah, because one day one guy's like, "I'm gonna put that to the red glow over here. I'm gonna put it on the red glow. I'm just gonna see what happens." And he's an amazing ass, probably burnt egg because he didn't know when to stop.
Right.
But you fine tune that.
Uh-huh.
It's incredible how far we've come.
I don't know how. See, the thing is, I think it's a testament to the the spare time we used to have.
Right.
Because we have come up with some stupid, crazy shit over time.
Because it was find food and don't die were the daily task.
Well, true.
That was all
There was gardening and growing your vegetables.
Yeah,
farming.
Food, don't die.
Well, you have to cultivate the food though, or hunt the food.
Right, but you had time, is what I'm saying. Like, if you were not dying and you weren't going for food...
Farming can be an all-day thing.
Yeah, but there was a ton of them. It's not like people were some were going off to work. Like, everybody was doing those same 2 things.
Well, that's true. That's true. All the dudes went and hunted, and all the women farmed.
Dudes.
Which I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I think that they probably should have mixed and matched, and each of those chores should have been fine-tuned to each individual's personality.
Now, that it would have been more fruitful had they done that.
Probably, yes.
I think so.
I'm all about efficiency, because there might have been some women who were farming who were amazing hunters. I never had a chance to know.
I've met at least 100 women that would be a better hunter than me.
Oh,
because I might be the worst hunter out there. So.
I'm not the worst hunter, but...
Like, you're better off to leave me on the farm. Like, I'll just catch you guys later.
Like, if it came down to have to, I could hunt and keep myself and my family alive.
I couldn't.
But it's not a choice I'm about to make to do that.
I would die.
You would die?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can come on up here and I'll feed you too.
The best part of the way that I view, like, survival, I'm not one of those people who's like, well, if I had to, I could. Like, I know better. So I'm in a better spot than most people who think they can do it, because they're going to waste a lot of time and energy trying.
And then die? Anyway?
Yeah, I know that I can't, so I can put my energy towards something else.
What about fishing? Could you fish?
Yeah, I can fish, but...
Well, there you go.
I don't like fish. So
well, you're gonna learn to. So
right.
So what you do? So there you go. You barter. I have fish. You have venison. Right. Let's make a trade here because I want some.
You have to talk like a caveman if you're bartering. Yeah. I have fish.
Me fish. You deer.
See, they wouldn't even have those names.
Meat. It would just been. They might have
water meat. I have water meat. That's what I would say. Well,
how do you know? They would have had to differentiate between the different types of land.
Yeah, but it wasn't deer.
Okay, well, I mean, there was deer, there was woolly mammoths, there was saber-tooth
right, but it
tigers.
wasn't that name, is what I'm saying. They didn't call them woolly mammoths. We did.
Well, they called them something.
Yeah, hairy thing that resembles an elephant, which is a word I don't know.
See, you don't know what they call them back then. You weren't there. You have no idea. You're not a linguist. You're not a historian.
I'm both of those things.
You're neither of those things.
I'm both of those things.
I know better.
You have to be certified for those things.
There are certain No, actually, you can just call yourself that.
Okay, I'm both those things then.
However, if you're ever asked to prove it, certifications will probably be necessary. There's probably a piece of paper you want to.
Yeah, but I don't do it for money.
Oh, you just do it for the title?
Yeah, so I should never be asked to provide anything because I'm not in any way benefiting from my title.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, if someone asked me to show proof, I'd be like, "There's no need."
I'm the King Lord Supreme of the world then. So there we go.
Supreme is one of those words for me. I automatically think about tacos.
I can get that.
Taco Bell has destroyed that word for me
because of the Supreme.
Yeah, because now we're talking sour cream and tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't like tomatoes.
Right. So the tricky part is if I want sour cream.
Exactly.
Do I Supreme minus the tomatoes, or do I add sour cream to a regular? Depends on the location. Sometimes they want you to do it one way or the other.
It doesn't matter. I don't think.
Just don't put tomatoes on it.
I just don't put the tomatoes on it. That's all I ask.
Man, I love Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's good.
Have
you
had
do you think
the
of their
fries?
nacho fries?
I'm okay with them.
They're all right. They're not amazing.
No, they're okay.
They're just fries.
They're a vessel to shove that nacho cheese in your mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I like the seasoning on it. The fries are always... The fries themselves, like if they were just say, here's our fries, without the seasoning on them, they're pretty gross.
Well, the problem is, they're not a fry place.
Well, I understand that, so they should have stayed away with fries.
Right, I agree with that, because it's like we do this show, it'd be like tomorrow if we're in a band.
Right.
Right, well, that doesn't make you good at something because you're excellent at something else.
Right.
Which is this podcast.
Yeah, no, you didn't have to explain.
Okay. Sometimes I think the jokes need a little fleshing out.
Everyone knew.
But just because you're amazing at this thing you've been doing for 5 years that posts every Monday at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world doesn't mean you'll be great at a band.
That's true.
So, I think the fries are okay, I think they're fine. They're tasty when you get enough cheese on them. I think they were unnecessary. Now, have you had them with the meat on them?
I have not. I've only had them with the nacho cheese box.
Yeah. Now they have like the fry supremes. They come with the soy meat on top, nacho cheese, sour cream, and then they sprinkle some chives on there because they're classy.
Mm-hmm. Chives are classy. How are they?
They're pretty good.
I haven't had them that way yet.
Yeah, they're pretty okay like that. It's like a deconstructed taco with fries as a base. So I'm okay with it.
I've not had them that way, like I said.
If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Let your hair down, get comfortable. Sit back in your favorite chair. Let us invade your ears. Get all up in them ears. And we're going to talk about video games.
Eventually, yeah. We'll get to it.
Yeah, there's always a little quirky banter. Should I just say banter? You don't need quirky if it's banter, right?
No, there could be different types of banter. So I think you probably need to define what kind of banter you're in the middle of.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair. Yeah.
Quirky banter sounds like a shitty character.
Quirky banter.
Like you could be named Quirky Banter.
It sounds like some experimental band.
So playing Sea of Thieves, video game talk, I decided my band's name was going to be Fistful of Banana or Pocket Full of Bananas. Because
When did you do this?
You like yesterday or the day before, I don't know. You were playing, but you got off, and I said, I got a pocket full of bananas. Which is true and also sounds like a band.
Pocket full of bananas.
They're opening. They're not headlining.
No, they're never headlining anywhere.
They're never headlining.
Yeah, they're opening for like whoever's playing the bowling alley that week.
And then eventually, over time, you have to shorten the name to Pocket Bananas. Because you realize there's too many words in your name. It has to be quick.
Pocket Bananas. I don't like that. I would not go see that band.
Does it make you think of something else?
Pocket Bananas?
Yeah.
It's quite possible.
Okay. I'm just wondering why you checked out with Pocket Bananas. But Pocket Full of Bananas, there's still a chance.
Well, it gives a much more, it gives a better explanation of...
Because when people are like, is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Which doesn't ever happen to me. I don't carry bananas in my pocket.
No one carries... You're crazy if you have a banana in your pocket. Because first off, it's a bad look.
It's a bad look.
And second of all, that banana is going to get smashed or be warm.
Yeah, most pockets these days aren't made to fit bananas.
Who wants a warm banana?
Because skinny jeans are all the rage.
I don't wear skinny jeans.
I know. I don't either. But I'm just telling you that they're all the rage. I see them everywhere. Like, I try to go buy pants and I can't because it's like, oh, we have the skinny fit. Well,
right.
Fuck you.
Right.
Not that I'm fat, but I don't want to wear your stupid skinny jeans.
Or do you fall on? Are you a boot cut kind of guy?
I like boot cut.
Yeah. Like a husky boot cut's where I'm at.
I don't need husky. But
I like husky.
I like some. See, I have a problem. I have a large lower body. Larger. It comes from years of playing soccer and running, toning your legs,
just being
doing
fit,
all that
just
stuff.
being shredded. I get it.
Just being.
It's a lifetime just being ripped up.
Way back when. So I usually have to buy my pants a little larger in the waist so they will fit.
It makes them too long.
It makes them too long, right?
Yeah.
So now I can get away with like a 32-30.
You know, I always hear people talk, especially I hear ladies talk about how hard it is to shop for clothes.
I have the same problem.
It's just as hard for guys that we just don't care.
Right.
That's why you see dudes with shredded up jeans at the back. They're too long.
But it's the one pair of jeans they found that fit them 7 years ago.
Right, right, exactly. They're too old. The crotch is probably ripped out. They fit at the hips, though. But they were always too long. But instead of getting them fixed, you just shredded the bottom of them until they were the right length.
Yes.
Yeah. But the same problem for dudes. We just let it ride.
Now, what's nice is at one time that was the look that was in.
Yeah, now it's not. Like, now it says, hey, I don't care about myself or my appearance.
Right.
When I was growing up, it was cool to have like that frayed bottom like that.
I would say late 90s, early 2000s?
Early 2000s,
probably,
yeah.
When you could have your bottoms could be like shredded up and where you stepped on them and it was cool. Yeah.
So I graduated in 2004.
Okay.
It was like the more destroyed your jeans were, the better.
Yeah. Like you can buy them that way.
Yeah, but they weren't just like you can buy distressed jeans now. They were like dropped out of a plane back then, though.
Right.
Like both knees were out, your thighs were that shredded like white stuff. The whole bottoms were all screwed up, and they would like. I remember I had a pair, my favorite pair. I think they came from American Eagle. It had like it looked like someone set a coffee cup on it. It had like a brown like circle. It was like that when I bought it.
Yeah, it was.
Like, they would make nice jeans and then tear them all to pieces, and then
you could get away with it back then.
Yeah, the frayed look was in. But now it's like, oh, there's a guy that doesn't understand how to dress.
Right.
His pants are too long. That's sad.
Look at this poor man.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of options now, though.
There are a lot of options. I'll tell you what I'm considering. I'm considering one of these because I hate shopping for clothes, but I want new clothes. Because most of my clothes are old.
You're thinking about subscription box.
Yes, I am.
A loot box, but for clothes.
How did you know?
Because I've considered, but then I'm like, I don't want someone else to pick out my clothes.
I don't mind someone else picking out my clothes as long as they are pretty close to like what I asked for. Because you get to pick out like your style, what you're looking for.
Yeah, you fill out like questionnaires, then you pick examples of things you like.
Right. See, because that's what I want. Is I want some. Right now, I am very limited. Like I have clothes that I can just sit around the house in all day long. If I'm going to the Walmart or to the GameStop or to the Home Depot,
anywhere
Lowe's,
fancy, right?
I have clothes for that. But if I want to like go out with friends somewhere, something like that, where I want to maybe not dress up, but maybe look a little like, you know,
a little
like
nicer than Home Depot.
Yeah, like I have a job.
Right.
I'm really limited on those clothes, and I feel like those boxes would be good for that. So that's what I'm considering. I haven't done it yet, but
I've looked into it before. One of those deals where you keep what you want, and you send back what you don't.
Yeah, like I don't want to. I don't know. Should I say? Are we allowed to say them on here?
Shout them out. They could support this show.
Okay, if you want to support the show, I will give you a shout out. There's a couple I've looked at.
Before we get into the show, I was flipping through channels the other night. On BBC, I find Premier League darts.
Ooh, yeah, darts is big.
Absolutely riveting. It's so fast. It's everything that is wrong with a lot of the sports that we love. If you took all that stuff out,
right?
Like the tension's still there, the drama's still there. It's fast. It's simple. It's done well. It's presented well. There's two dudes, one dartboard, one game at a time going on.
Playing was cricket championships?
Yeah, that's 501, right?
No,
or whatever that is, where they got to count down from that.
Okay, so it's 501.
Oh, is that what that's called? That's what
there's 301 and 501.
They're playing 501.
Okay.
There's the guy a foot and a half from the dartboard with a mic. I mean, he's right beside it.
Yeah.
And he just calls out what they get. Each time he's like, 180! And then the crowd loses their mind. There's a camera on the opposite side that is super close to where you can see everything that hits. And they walk up, they throw 3 darts, they grab them. The other guy's already throwing as they're walking back.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the best of 5, I think, maybe. Or best of 6. Because you can tie. You both get a point. It's like complicated, I guess, as far as the scoring goes. But I don't care about that because I've never seen this before. There's like it's like a whole series. The Premier League. I don't understand what's happening, but
Premier League is basically
2 points if you win. I think a point if you're. I don't know. You could get a 1 point and still lose. Anyways, it's so fast that like a whole game takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah. For
like a whole match, like all the sets.
Yeah.
And then 2 other dudes come out and start throwing darts.
Because these guys are just triple 20, bullseye, triple 20. They're just knocking them out.
There's some. So first off, they're closer than I would expect. I don't know regulation darts. They're closer than I would think.
I think it's 10 feet, 12 feet.
They lean forward so much.
Oh, yeah. As long
they got long arms. I mean, they're bred for this. They got long arms.
As long as your feet stay behind the line.
Right. So they've been way forward, and they're incredible. There's a dude named Van Gerwen. I don't remember his first name. The guy is a stud. He apparently has, like, ruined this league. Like, they opened it up to more people because they're not competitive with him. Like, you're hoping to just get a point out of playing him because he just destroys competition. But I went down this darts rabbit hole and started watching YouTube videos and everything.
Yeah. No, darts is fun. I used to, years and years ago, you're talking... See, how old am I now? So you're talking more than 20 years ago. I played in a dart league.
Let me tell you what else is good about darts. So I'm like, that's a nice dartboard they're using. It's nice. Like, it looks good.
Now, they're playing steel tip, right?
Yes. It's the only kind of darts.
Yes, I agree.
So they're playing.
I agree.
They're playing. I'm like, that's a nice. Because, you know, they're wearing out triple 20. That dartboard looks brand new. Brand new looking dartboard. I'm like, let me see how many thousands of dollars this dartboard is that the professionals in the Premier League are using. $90.
Really?
$90. I'm like, this fucking sport is incredible. I have enough money in my bank account right now to get the same equipment that the professionals are using. It takes 5 minutes to watch a whole match. And there was like 6,000 people in the stadium they were in playing. It was packed. And they chant stuff like soccer. But they do chants like soccer. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Such a good environment.
I think every year they have like a thing in Vegas for darts too. It's like a dart championship.
I bet we ruin it though.
Oh, I have no doubt.
I bet we suck all the life out of what that was. It was like people with like their arms around each other. They're all drunk and they're all like, swaying back and forth and chanting and everybody's like having fun. It's the way they treat soccer.
Yes.
Or football.
That's how they treat all their sports over there.
Yeah, we make them stuffy and uptight because it's about money and contracts.
Yeah, and it's not just about the gathering and the good time, and that's what sports are supposed to be. They're supposed to be an escape.
Yeah, and they didn't have like Lucas Oil and Valvoline and shit all over their like shirts.
No.
Like they were just playing darts. That one dude had his logo on the back.
Hanging out in a tank top with his name on it or some shit. Like
that one dude had like crazy pants and a mohawk.
Like arm wrestling championships.
Ooh, now I can get behind that too. I should find that on YouTube.
Just watch Over the Top.
Over the Top, so good. When he slides that hat backwards, it means business. Yeah. We're due for an Over the Top remake. It's time.
I don't know that's going to happen.
It's time.
I believe Over the Top was very much of its time. I don't know if there's a lot you can do with it.
Just make it again.
No, it won't be the same.
This darts was good, I'm telling you.
You can't. It needs to be left alone.
If you're flipping through and you see Premier League darts, stop.
Oh yeah. I've watched it before.
It's good.
It's good stuff.
So someone passed away at the one I watched, like some legend in the dart community.
Like not there. Like he had passed away.
No, there.
He died right there.
Yeah, not on TV. Yeah, while I was there, like midway through it, he passed out and then he died, and they announced it during the thing. So like, dude got teary eyed. They did a little tribute, like live, like unscripted.
And then I just went back to
all the fans were chanting. They were like, while they're playing, like, yeah, the thing is so like crazy because they're like so they compete against each other. I guess every week. I assume this comes on.
Yeah, probably.
But they're like, it's such a small community. They're like probably all best friends.
Yeah,
like you can tell that they're like boys, with each other.
I could probably see that. I mean, that's how it was when I played in the Dart League years ago. Like, even though, it was a bar league, so we went every week. We would go to a different bar. Or we had home games sometimes at our bar.
Now that wasn't steel tip, right?
No, that was not steel tip.
Yeah, because bars don't want anybody to get hurt.
I do still prefer steel tip, but it was not steel tip. But and yeah, I mean, we all got to know each other, and we would like hang out outside.
Well, they would whoop someone's ass, and they would hug it out and laugh and joke, but they like weren't talking while they were playing.
No.
There's also like a little bit of WWE in there, in that they like talk shit as they score well, but they're not mic'd up, so it's even better because I'm like, well, I don't even know what he's talking about.
But he's talking shit.
Because he'll hit triple 20 and he's like, oh yeah, suck it. But I can't hear him, so I don't know what he's really saying. But he's like running his mouth off and he's flexing for the camera, and I'm like, I like this. This is good. Like there's some showmanship here, and it's so fast. I love how fast it is. We don't have anything that fast.
We need fast. We need more fast type of things.
America's pastime takes 13 hours to play a game.
No shit.
Yeah, we got to speed this thing up.
I agree.
Yeah, I like fast. Well, that's your sports roundup.
Your darts roundup.
Yeah.
Premier League darts.
Man, maybe we should start a new show. Where we just cover Premier League darts each week.
I might be able to get behind that.
It's called Dart Time with Dan and Ryan.
Dart Time? No, we need something different.
I like how not catchy it is.
It's not catchy.
It'll just be clip art dart, and it'll just say Dart Time, and at the bottom with Dan and Ryan. As generic looking as possible.
I changed my mind. I don't want to be a part of this.
I already registered the domain. All right. Remember, if you want to support. If you want to support the show.
Wow, we got Sean Connery today. If you'd like to support Gamestitch.
Support the show.
If you'd like to support the show, what you need to do.
If you want to support us. I wish he was on here now.
You bring a knife.
Support us.
He brings a knife, you bring a gun.
Support
That's the Chicago way.
Support the show.
Support.
If you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/GameStitch. You can do so in there. We have rewards. We have goals. Remember, we're going to be retooling that as we get closer to the launch of Dan's new show and some other things.
Which we are still working on. I know there's been no news, but we've had Easter, we've had vacations.
Yeah, there's some logistics behind launching a new thing.
Yes.
You got to have a logo. You got to change your website. You got to have iTunes ready to go. You got to have other stuff. You got to have intro music and outro music, and there's just a whole thing.
And you got to remember that one of the co-hosts is 15, so he has school.
He's learning, growing that noodle.
Vacations, and he's kind of like me. I'm a free guy. I can just do whatever I want to. But he's kind of at the whim of his parents.
Right.
So
when he's like, I'm going to do a podcast, like, you're failing math. You're not going.
Right.
It's like, this is stupid. I can't do anything I want to do. Right. There are things that you have to keep in mind that we don't have to.
Yes.
Let's jump into the headlines. Slow week.
Did you play anything this week?
Oh, yeah. Should we start with that?
Let's do that first. No. Why do we do that first?
You
said we played some Sea of Thieves. That was it.
Sea of Thieves and Rocket League, I think, are all that I played.
I don't think I even played Rocket League this week.
So
I did yesterday.
Rocket League had an update, added the tournaments. It has sort of kind of broken the game. Really bad connection issues. Lots of other issues. The tournaments don't really work quite right now. I'm very disappointed. It's the first time Sonics has really let me down in the updates. This update was not ready.
Now, you played that the night when I almost terminated our friendship, right? Because you were having PS4 troubles?
No. Was that night? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. That was the night it updated.
And I almost terminated our friendship because let me tell you the story of why that happened. I saw him get on.
First off, we're going to tell this from Dan's perspective, then I'll come back and tell it what I saw.
Okay, so yes, exactly. Because there are two perspectives here. We talked it out later, so it's fine. We're fine. We're back. But I almost terminated our friendship. So he got on the PS4, and I happened to be on already, and I sent him an invite. And, he didn't get back to me, and I was like, oh, well, it's cool. He wants to play by himself. I understand that. I've done that more than once.
Never the case, though, for me.
It's super cool.
Yeah, but it would be confusing. Fine. I can see how it would be confusing for me because that's never the case.
Right.
Like, I never get on and just play something by myself.
Right. So I did, though. But I was like, okay, I get it. Whatever he's in the middle of, maybe right. he's doing solo competitive and he wants to rank up or whatever.
Right.
Because you were playing Rocket League.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. That's cool. So I play a little bit more. And about an hour and a half later, I'm 2 hours. I get ready to go to bed. I'm like, let me see if he's still on. And I check, and isn't this motherfucker in a party with two other people, and I never got a fucking invite.
So let me tell you.
And I'm like, this guy's my friend. It would have been, it doesn't bother me that he ignored my invite, but then he goes out of his way to create his own party, doesn't invite me, doesn't even make himself fucking invisible. He's just like, fuck Dan.
Right. See, and I'll tell you, if I'm invisible, then I'm trying to do something sneaky. So here's what happened for me. I knew Rocket League had an update. My power had gone out the night before, so I knew mine didn't update. So I turned my PS4 on. My PS4 is having just a fit about the power being cut off. Goes through its process, comes on, my controller won't work, I had to resync my controller.
Now, was it in rest mode when the power went off?
Yes.
Okay.
But usually it just rebuilds its database or whatever, and it's fine. My controller's not synced anymore. I've synced my controller. I go in, it won't connect to the internet. I'm like, I understand what the fuck is happening. So set up the whole internet connection stuff. It works again, and I just let it go to update. It's updating like 20 games.
Right.
Turn my TV off, back to TV, and I wasn't even on my PS4. This is when you say that you sent your invite, which I believe. But and I did check and see you were on when I finally got back online. You were playing Far Cry.
Yes.
So then I do whatever I got to do when I finally get back on, which is later. It's later than normal when I get on. I start a party. You're still playing Far Cry. I was like, I'll just let him play Far Cry. No one else is even online. It's just you. So I'm just poking around Rocket League, checking it out. Howard gets on, joins my party. I get my headset. My headset won't work. I can hear out of it. I go to the options. My mic not moving. I'm like, what the hell? Restart my PS4 again. Get back in. Do it all again. Not working. Unplug everything. Not working. Okay, restart my PS4 again. I know it's my end because I can hear him. Right. I can see that my mic is not moving when I'm talking. I'm pissed off. I'm like, my headset's quit working. I get back in again, unplug everything again, and it magically starts working. Like, he's already played like 2 games while I'm trying to figure it out. I'm getting more and more pissed. So he gets in, and then Patman joins. I don't even think we've played a match yet together. Patman joins. So we get in, we search, and we start playing. We try to play tournaments, and they're not working. And then we play just a couple regular matches. And then you jump in our party, out of our party. And so you jump in, I'm like, what's up? And then you jumped out immediately. Because you were probably just clicking to see what we were doing and clicked on the party.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and so I'm like, what's up? And you left. And I was like, huh? And then we finished up the night, because you got offline. I immediately checked, and you were offline.
Yeah, I had checked right before I was going to bed to see if you guys were still on.
So then I get off.
Or see if you were still on.
Yeah, so then I quit playing Rocket League. Everybody's going to bed. And it's like, this installed, invite from Dan, this installed. I was like, so then I click on it and it can't join. And I look and you're offline again. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now. So I go to bed and then wake up to a text from you that was like, we were not trying to play together last night? Or whatever.
Yeah, I believe my exact words were, so boy, you really didn't want to play with me last night, huh?
Yeah, so the whole thing was weird on my end because my PS4 was having like major issues. And then last night when I got on, my mic wouldn't work again.
Really?
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's kind of concerning because I don't want to have to buy another mic. And maybe it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the PS4. Maybe I need to switch USB ports. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it pissed me
off.
off.
All right, so we've told that story. You said you played some Rocket League and some Sea of Thieves.
That's it.
That's it. You still like Sea of Thieves?
I really do. I've had some really good nights at Sea of Thieves.
I like it too. I didn't get to jump in all those nights that you played, but we played the last couple nights, and I really enjoy it too.
We did. I only did one night that you didn't do, but we did.
Yeah.
Skull Islands. We did one of the raids, as they like to call them, as the kids call them. We actually did 2 of those now, or I did 2. Yes. You did 1.
I've done 1.
Those are awesome. They take teamwork.
See, like last night, I know you didn't like the one we did last night, but I really liked how that all played out. I don't like the fact that people can just attack you whenever they want to. You can't set it to private or whatever.
Yeah, there's no passive mode.
Yeah, but last night I felt super rewarding when this galleon kept. First, a sloop came at us and we took them out of the equation. And then they left. We hadn't even got to Skull Island yet. So then we got to Skull Island and we start going about running through the hordes, and a galleon comes up. And they're trying to board us and sink us. And long story short, they came back like 3 times.
3 times,
and we basically made them quit. They scuttled their own ship and said, no, we're not fucking with these guys no more.
The best part of the whole thing, so there's 4 of us in there. It's you, it's me, it's Thomas. Thomas has got hours and hours with this game, so he's better than us.
Yeah.
And it's Howard. And he had the best line after they finally scuttled their ship. He said, we broke their will.
Yes.
Which is actually what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
We broke their will to the point that they're like, we'll go do something different.
Yeah, it's like, we're not doing this anymore.
So let me tell you why I don't like that. So the night before we did a Skull Island. No ships ever came up.
And it took you like 20 minutes probably.
Like 30 minutes, in and out. It was fun. Everyone still has their role. We went and saw all this treasure and high-fived, and it was all this money, and it was great. Now, the time before when we tried... We went through, we had to be on the last wave, just Howard and I. And then a galleon rolls up and murders us, and we're the ones that keep coming back until they broke our will.
Right.
And that really sucked. And then the next one we did was really rewarding and really easy. And then last night, it took us like 4 hours to do one.
It wasn't that long, but yeah.
It felt like that long because his
I know.
ship just kept coming over there, and we had to stop what we're doing and focus on that. And I'm like, I just want to play the damn game.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to have to break someone's will. I just want to play the game.
But
because the game is fun.
The game is fun, but I didn't enjoy all that while it was happening.
It felt good when they quit, though.
But it felt good when they quit.
When we saw their ship go down.
Like you sailed off with their ship Thomas sailed off with their ship and anchored it.
So yeah, the first time I sailed off with their ship.
Yeah.
We sank their ship. They came back. Then I got on their ship and sailed it off into some rocks.
Yes.
They didn't sink that time.
Mm-mm.
They came back. We messed with them a bunch, and then he stole their ship again.
And
took it all the way out, anchored it, and we just blew it to pieces.
Yep. And we watched them. They got a safe distance away, and we watched their ship. I don't know if they sank or they scuttled it, and they were just like done.
He said they scuttled it because there was only one guy left in the party anymore. Like they just all gave up.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that felt real. And then we went on to finish Skull Island and reap our rewards. So
yeah,
that as long as I know that it took a while, but that is probably the most like a pirate I have felt playing.
Yeah, it was a pirate experience last night. But I just wonder. See, the problem is that game has sharks and skeletons.
Yes,
and snakes. If not for the human element, there would be no tension.
Right.
Once you got the treasure, you're fine.
Yep.
Howard said this, like getting it all on the boat was only half the battle.
Right.
We still have to take it somewhere and sell it.
We're not done yet.
Right. So I understand why the human element is necessary. It just sucks.
It does. And the thing about that human element that I found is that it really, really promotes strategy and teamwork.
Yeah. So we had Thomas on the cannon trying to shoot these skeletons. Howard and I trying to draw them out and fight them on shore. And then you have to just look out all the time.
Yep. And I'm just up in the crow's nest looking out. And when I saw the galleon coming, you guys were in the middle of that. I was like, oh, we got one off our,
because you'll get jacked real quick if you're not watching out. Next thing you know, they're on your boat. They're everywhere.
Yep. So I come down and I turn the wheel and you guys start coming into shore. Or I think one of you might have stayed on the island.
Thomas
trying to collect cannonballs.
We were getting cannonballs and also trying to just keep the skeletons there and still kill them as we went.
And I'm having to turn the galleon around so we can have a good line of sight to take out the galleon that's coming at us. So yeah, it really does promote teamwork and strategy. I think what that game would probably need is, I don't know. I might enjoy it better if it was NPCs.
So NPCs, or I think you just, I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast or not. They have to get servers for the size ship you're on.
Yes.
Galleon versus galleon, sloop versus sloop.
Yes.
Because everyone's like, well, the sloop is faster. Yeah, the sloop takes like 2 shots too.
Mm-hmm. It's nothing to sink the sloop.
We had those 2 guys try to mess with us last night on the sloop.
Yeah, they went nowhere.
Yeah. It's like Thomas said, it's a matter of time. They're going down.
Right.
Because 4 can't beat 2, or 2 can't beat 4, even if they're creative.
Right.
So, if all that sounds exciting to you, guess what? We streamed it out.
Yes, we did.
Not the Skull Island part, but the just initial part where all 4 of us played together. So 2 nights ago, you can check that out, youtube.com/Gamestitch. Check out that. It's pretty fun.
It is. So, back to what we played. I played that, and I played Far Cry 5. And I played a lot of Far Cry 5. I think I have 24 hours into this already.
It is a lot of Far Cry.
It just came out Tuesday? Maybe last Tuesday?
Last Tuesday.
But by all accounts, I should not like this game.
Mm-hmm.
It is a huge world. It is open world. There's a number of missions.
First-person shooter.
Characters are okay. There's tons of fetch quests.
Not much story.
There's some story, not a lot. And it is given to you very much in just short spurts.
Mm-hmm.
Small cutscenes. So by all accounts, I should not like this game. I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks awesome. My companion is a dog and a bear.
Bear's name is Cheeseburger, too.
The bear's name is Cheeseburger.
Which is incredible.
And he's diabetic.
I didn't know that part. That's even better.
That's why he can't have cheeseburgers anymore. That's how he got diabetic. They fed him cheeseburgers all the time. So now he can only have salmon.
Sounds right.
But you can use your shovel as a javelin. You can fly. You can drive. Yes, it's really, really well put together for a sandbox, lots of stuff to do game. It's very simple. It's very easy to get to the different things. It's fairly consistent on allowing you to level up and gain more money so you can buy new cosmetics.
Which you can't see because you're in first person.
Which you can't see unless you look in a mirror, but it doesn't matter. I have it on, so that's the important thing. You can see your guns when you customize your guns or your trucks or any of that stuff, any of your weapons. Yeah, I mean, I understand some of the bad things that are said about this game. It's not perfect. Of course, it has little flaws, but man, for the most part, it's beautiful, and I am having so much fun with this game. And the crazy part is, like I said, I shouldn't. This is pretty much everything I always complain about in a game.
To me, this feels like, I only mean in feel, I don't mean in gameplay or anything like that. It feels like Saints Row. And that it is just a video game. Like, it's not about all that other stuff. It's about being an awesome video game. And it is over the top, and it is silly and self-aware.
It is. It holds to a little bit of realism, but yeah, there is some crazy Far Cry stuff in there that we've come to know and love.
Like, how many people are in this cult type deal?
Oh, there's tons of them.
Yeah, like 10,000. Like, I mean,
they just keep coming.
Right. So, like, maybe that's like it has a Saints Row vibe, only in that it's very like silly and self-aware. And I think that's interesting. And I think that helps that game. Because I think if it was too serious, it wouldn't work. Especially with some of the things that they try to tackle in that game. So, I think it's interesting. I think it looks fun. But I think it looks fun in the same way that Saints Row is fun to a person like me who likes that kind of game. Because I don't like first-person shooters.
Oh, right. Yeah. Like I said, I think I said this on the podcast a few months ago. I think I've come to the realization that it's not first person that I dislike, it's first person competitive that I don't like, because I just don't have the dexterity for that. But I do in this when you play on easy and normal.
I heard someone say, like, play the game co-op and skip every cutscene and it'll be one of the best games you ever play. And
I could see that. Co-op would be fun.
Yeah, and
I haven't played co-op yet.
That's the way I always felt about Saints Row. Like, the story's stupid, I don't care, like, but I like the idea of a dildo cannon,
Right.
I like a jet that takes off, from a back alley that I can fly around the city.
Yeah.
Same thing in Just Cause. I like a wingsuit that I can grapple to a jet on, like
I have a wingsuit.
Right. Yeah, see, it's that same kind of feel to me as those games, and I think that's what makes them so fun.
It does root it in reality a little bit more. Not a super reality, but it does kind of try to keep it rooted to reality. Yeah, I would say check it out. If you like the Far Cry games, if you like the Saints Row games, I would say give it a go. I would say if at any point this goes down to half off, definitely get it just to play through some of the stuff. So that's where I'm at on Far Cry 5. I fucking love it.
Let's jump to headlines. We're going to get back to that. Back to Far Cry. Later on.
To it.
Later on in the news. Let's start with Sony's Spider-Man. It finally got a date.
Yeah.
It got
September 7th, 2018.
Pretty soon. More soon than I was expecting. Game Informer had a big write-up about them, and they also sat down for some quick-fire questions, 114 rapid-fire questions. And here are a few things that I thought were worth pulling out. The game will look and run better on a PS4 Pro. Makes sense. Especially because it's a Sony game and they're trying to sell pros. It is locked on 30 frames per second on both systems, though.
Some people are having a fit about that. It doesn't bother me a bit.
Mary Jane is a playable character, and she will surprise a lot of people.
I wonder how this is going to happen.
At the point of this story, she knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
The game's open world is several times bigger than Sunset Overdrive, which is Insomniac's last game. Which I think
it's a large game.
It needs to be for swinging purposes.
Yeah.
There will be no microtransactions. They actually said, will there be microtransactions? And they said, hell no.
Which is, ironically, what they also said about will we see Uncle Ben's death?
All right. Hell no.
Hell no. Which means that Peter Parker is established as Spider-Man. It is not an origin.
We should say this is the creative director.
Yes.
Brian into her. But yeah, hell no to both of those questions, which is great, because how many times do we need to see Uncle Ben die?
Yeah, we know what's happened at this point.
DLC is planned after the launch. There is a crafting system. You can take selfies with civilians and high-five them, which is awesome for Spider-Man, because that's what Spider-Man do.
Yep.
Also, it's not here, but I read somewhere else, there is a fast travel system.
Good.
And the best part, you just take the subway.
Nice.
Like, he goes in and sits down on the subway car. And it takes off while he's just riding like a normal passenger.
That's great.
Which is like so Spider-Man's perfect.
Yeah.
There's a collector's edition. And it's super cool. It's got a statue. The best part about this statue is it's only part of the statue that they showed.
Yeah, there's a secret base.
Because they said
secret base,
it's a
I mean the base that Spider-Man sits on.
It says that it could be spoilery, so they're not going to show it off yet. So what do you do if you buy it? You just get the game out without looking at the statue till you get into the game?
I don't know. I guess if you're buying it and you know that, then you're not concerned about the spoiler.
Right. I really like it. The collector's edition's awesome. I kind of want it.
It does look good. I kind of do too.
150,
but I won't get it.
Yeah, 150. That game is awesome. I can't wait. The selfie mode is... Sony's like balls deep in their photo modes for games because their games look so incredible right now.
Yeah, they are.
But I think this game might make the most sense out of anything they've ever put a photo mode in. It's smart to do it with Spider-Man.
It is smart to do it with Spider-Man.
Because Spider-Man would do that, and because people are going to go nuts posting these selfies.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see them all over the internet, because people try to do funny and silly ones. And
remember GTA 4 or 5 when it first came out?
Oh, yeah. Hundreds of selfies myself. So September 7th. Pop a pre-order down or get ready to scoop that up. I think it's worth buying. I think we could all agree.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I'll be getting it.
Mm-hmm. Next story, Spyro Reignited Trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One announced. With the success of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Activision thought, hey, we like money, let's grab some more. Doing the same thing with Spyro. Which makes sense. Toys for Bob, you know them as the Skylander people. They are the ones handling this. But it is all the original levels from the original 3 games mapped faithfully, but it is a ground-up remake.
Yeah, but I was just going to say that they are remaking it from the ground up.
It is basically Crash, but with Spyro.
Yes.
Voice actor Tommy Kenny, who originally voiced Spyro 1 and 2, is coming back. It makes sense. There's also a weird Easter egg. I don't. People are like excited about this. I don't quite think it's necessary or as exciting as a lot of people do. If you have the Crash Bandicoot and you enter the famous up, up, down, down, left, right, square, you get a trailer for Spyro in Crash.
Yeah. So, yay.
In a time where YouTube and internet doesn't exist, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I watched that video before I read this story, though. So it makes it totally unnecessary.
Well, I mean, I guess not everybody has
Everybody has
internet still.
If you're reading this story, then you do.
Well, that's true. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably do. Or 4G minimum.
Right. Also, Tom Kenny is the voice of SpongeBob.
Yes, he is. And actually, Stuart Copeland's music is coming back, I believe. Didn't I read that in here?
Potentially. There's also...
The game will feature a reimagining of Stuart Copeland's original soundtrack.
Reimagining.
So those who don't know who Stuart Copeland is, he played for the Police. So, yeah.
So, need to back. So, Tom Kenny voiced him in Spyro 2, Year of the Dragon.
Spyro 2 and Year of the Dragon. Year of the Dragon was like a Spyro 3.
Yeah. Not the first game. The first game was Carlos. Something. Alza
Carlos Alazraquai.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not immediately clear if he's taking over the if Kenny's taking over the remaster package. But he is coming back to voice. It's not clear if the other guy's coming back. I don't know what the story's trying to tell me. The point is, if you have Crash, put in the Konami code.
That is not the point.
Right.
The point is, if you like Spyro,
it's coming back.
And you're interested in it, it's coming back, and you can watch a trailer on YouTube.
Game's going to be $40. It's coming out September 21st. I think the price point's right. I think the date's fine. I think if you like Spyro, you should buy this. Spyro was fun.
Yeah, I'm not interested in this, though. It was fun, but it was good for me to play through one time.
Far Cry 5 is the fastest selling game in the series ever. The fastest selling Far Cry.
I helped with that.
Ever. The company claimed $310 million in its first week is how much Far Cry 5 earned. That's
second biggest launch after the Division.
Yeah. So, they also released some other fun facts about the game.
I just want to note that I am in one way or another involved in all of these.
More than 55,000 hours have been played. Players have been ambushed by 8,651 skunks. They have caught 5.1 million fish and spent 1.1 million hours with Cheeseburger the Bear. The most popular gun for hire is pilot Nick Ra, and the most popular animal companion was Boomer the dog. I think stats like this are always cool for a game where you can kind of have some choice in your selections.
Yep.
And I think some of those other things are probably more meaningful if you play the game, like the skunk thing probably happens.
It is a little misleading. Boomer and Nick Rye are actually two of the first three companions you can get.
Right.
So you need to keep that in mind. The third one that you can get is a sniper of sorts. Nick Rye is, in my mind, definitely cooler than the sniper. I do know her name, but I don't want to do it for spoilery purposes.
Right. Sniper Lady is her name.
Yeah, Sniper Lady. So it is important to note that the game's only been out for, less than 2 weeks. So considering those are two of the first three you can get, that is a lot of hours with Cheeseburger, though, because he's a little further along in the story. So that's cool. And I've been ambushed by skunks. I have caught fish. I am involved in all of these. You're welcome, Ubisoft, and thank you.
Wow. Taking a lot of credit right now.
Why not?
It is worth note that Far Cry 4 was previously the fastest selling game in that franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Not... What was the last one? Primal. And not Primal, which is like 4.5, basically.
Yeah. Primal just seemed to kind of be filler.
Yeah, it was on the same map. I mean, they retooled it, but it was the same map from Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell's Sam Fisher has been teased for Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Did you watch this tease?
Yes, but I don't have the soft spot in my heart for
Sam like I do. Yeah. Go ahead. We'll read the story.
It's like you combine two games I didn't want to play for me. So, so for the second year of content for Ghost Recon Wildlands, there's appearance by Splinter Cell's Sam Fisher in a new teaser trailer. Where Fisher's speaking about heading to Bolivia, which is where Wildlands takes place. It also references his relationship with the game's Ghost, the squad of playable characters. It does seem to be Michael Ironside, so the voice actor.
It is Michael Ironside.
Right.
It is Michael Ironside.
It concludes by saying more information will be shared on Monday, April 9th. The problem is we're recording this Sunday, April 8th.
Yes.
So when you listen to this, you're going to be like, why didn't they talk about all these things? Well, because we didn't know. So I'll just let Dan speculate on what he hopes it is while I sit here in quiet.
I hope that Sam Fisher's a playable character in a Wildlands DLC. Because if that's the case, actually, probably even if that's not the case, regardless of Sam Fisher, how he's involved, this makes me want to go out and get this game. And it makes you want to go out and get it, by the way, it's on Xbox. You can get it on Xbox Store. It's like $23.99 for the deluxe edition. I was looking at it last night, thinking about popping that bitch down. Because I do have friends who play that on Xbox, so I could play that on Xbox with friends. But I'm like 85, 90% going to get this game now just because of the inclusion of Sam Fisher. The Michael Ironside Sam Fisher. Mm-hmm. And I hope he's a playable character.
Time will tell. Well, Ubisoft is doing great things with support for their games.
Yeah, they are. Ubisoft. We've talked about it a number of times over the course of the last year or so. But Ubisoft, I don't know what Unity caused them to take a 180. And they are just doing things great for the consumer. They are doing wonderful things with the properties by constantly keeping them updated. And they're making games that are slow out of the gate. They are. There's some problems out of the gate. But, man, they're fixing them quickly. They're listening to the audience, to the fans, to the consumers. And they're going on through making fixes to make some great games. We just got a little bit of room to go there where they could start out with great and not have to go through all the problems first.
He is talking Assassin's Creed Unity, too, not the engine Unity.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
But also, I would almost say that maybe the hostile takeover...
the fear
of that may have fueled these decisions more so than the failure of the Assassin's Creed franchise because they couldn't afford a mistake.
Right.
You see, that seems to be... They seem to have beat Vivendi.
Yes, they have. Vivendi has withdrawn their
So now
contract, their offer, I believe.
Yeah, now there's some other players in the game. The weird Ontario Teachers Union or whatever it is.
The Ontario, actually,
it's not Ontario, but it's somewhere up there.
It's in Canada. Actually, the Teachers Union
Retirement or
which
whatever.
Is essentially
there's some sort of mega conglomerate thing.
Yeah, essentially they're the Teachers Union.
They used to own 3 major sports teams up there.
Mm-hmm. And now they have invested in, basically bought part of.
Someone else bought
Ubisoft
part of them,
stock.
and I forget who it was.
Yeah, I can't remember either. That was somebody from like Sweden or Norway or something.
Somebody in games, I think, bought part of it, but there's an agreement that they can't buy more for 5 years.
Right.
Obviously, they're protecting what's theirs. They've had huge success. The division, Rainbow Six is fucking out of this world. I don't know what they're doing with that game, but people can't get enough of it.
No, Siege is. I still have friends who are playing
Wildlands. Mario Rabbids was great. Stick of Truth, whatever that one's. Fractured Butthole. Like, they're just rolling.
Yeah. Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, they are rolling.
Now with Far Cry. Ubisoft is...
Get out of their way.
On top of things.
Right. I didn't pull this story. Did you see that the Shadow of War is removing microtransactions?
I did.
Way after the game is out and anyone cares about it?
Yep.
And then the developers had some sort of snarky comment about how they've wanted to remove this for a while.
Yeah.
Which is now leading people to believe that they never wanted to put them in there to start with and blah, blah, blah.
And that they were told that they had to and so on and so forth.
More microtransaction drama. I left it out because...
We've talked about it enough.
It's too much.
Everybody knows where we stand.
It's too much.
They know where they stand. It's the same story over and over again.
Speaking of weird crossovers. That's why I had these stories back to back, because I'm like, what? Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy 15 have a crossover. Some sort of collaboration between the two. There's a brief teaser. There's a brief teaser that Square released during a panel at PAX East. They're no stranger to crossovers. They've done some weird ones. They did Assassin's Creed. They did some bizarre Half-Life and Sims 4 stuff. And that's all we really know about the crossover, is that it's going to happen. And I'm sure it's going to happen on the Final Fantasy side.
Well, yeah, I would imagine so.
To me,
it has to.
Yeah, you totally screw up anything if you do it on the Tomb Raider side.
Throw Final Fantasy into some Tomb Raider.
If she's riding one
yeah,
of those.
It's got to go the other way.
Yeah. She's in the car with the boy band.
Yeah.
Remember, Shadow of the Tomb Raider comes out April 27th. That's not right.
That's not right.
Square Enix said more information about the game will be released on April 27th.
The game is set to release on September 14th.
That sounds right. I'm like, that's close. Why haven't I been thinking about this? It's so close.
I'm excited for it.
God
the
of War
reboot is great.
and Labo
Comes
coming
out
on the 20th.
On the 20th.
420.
420.
Yeah.
You getting both of those?
Labo Day. Yeah. YOLO. Gotta get them both.
I don't think YOLO's a thing anymore.
Yeah, you only live once still.
You do still only live once, but I don't think YOLO is...
People don't say it out loud anymore.
It's not cool no more.
So...
Unless you eat Tide Pods or snort condoms, apparently.
Ooh, those are dramatically different experience. Not the Tide Pods, the God of War and Labo. So
yes.
I think both of them at the same time is safe here. I don't think one is going to prohibit me playing the other.
Probably not.
Because they're totally different. Now, what might be in the way is Rocket League, Sea of Thieves, Labo, and God of War. Because I do have a job.
Yes. See, I'm getting God of War. But I don't know that I'm getting it right away.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't know where I'm going to be with Far Cry 5.
The game looks awesome, though.
It does look awesome, but that doesn't mean it can't wait.
It looks so awesome. Last story here, Nintendo Switch is getting Firewatch.
Woo! You can walk through the woods by walking through the woods.
Yeah, exactly. I know a lot of people don't care about this, but to me, as someone who waited forever to play Firewatch, then started and never played it again, the Switch seems like the perfect place for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like perfect place to experience this game, which was released back in 2016, February of 2016. Campo Santo's first title.
And a great one at that.
They're working on the Valley of the Gods now.
Yes.
Which also looks incredible.
It's an Egyptian archaeology adventure, it seems to be.
It's coming out next year. But I think Firewatch will be right at home on the Switch, and I might even pick it up on the Switch and play it. Ever since I did, we had a goal on Patreon that we hit, and it was to play a game from our back catalog. That's what I played. I loved it. I just never went back to it.
Yeah.
There's too much.
No, I can understand that.
There's too much going on. I've got to strike while the iron's hot. Is that it?
Yeah.
Or I got to strike while the iron's hot. Because once it's hot, you can't strike it. It makes sense. That's a good saying. I like the ones that make sense. I
like when you say the ones that make sense and don't fuck them all up. That's what I.
Well, I almost said you got to strike while the fire's hot, and that's not a thing. It's a blacksmithing reference.
I know.
Okay, so you got to strike while the iron's hot with me, because if I wait to start a game, there's other stuff I want to play, or if I start a game but don't finish it, there's other stuff I want to play.
Right. No, I know. I know how you are with it.
I have to buy it and play it and complete it and never think about it again, because that's all
I'm
I
like
have time
that
for.
to a point, but I'm a little better about it with the stuff that I actually like.
Yeah. So no date on Firewatch, just that it's coming, and I think they said this spring, take your Nintendo Switch on an outdoor adventure. So they had the same idea as you of playing Firewatch in a Firewatch tower.
Yeah. Walking outside while walking outside.
They released a little picture. It's got like a compass and a map and a pair of like hiking boots and the Switch laying there with Firewatch running, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty
cool. It also has the yellow controllers on the side, and those look pretty dope. Speaking of things that people don't say anymore.
How cool would it be? Think about it. Sitting on a bench near a babbling brook, playing your Switch, walking by a babbling brook, and you have like the real sound of a babbling brook.
You hear like the babbling brook and birds chirping and like twigs snapping.
And here you are sitting on this park bench. It's like you're there. It's like
Firewatch has an uneasy feel about it.
It does. You always are waiting for
something to happen.
Like
constantly. That game, from start to when I quit playing it, I was like, okay, what now? What now? But nothing ever happened.
The whole game is very tense.
Like nothing ever happened in the time that I played, but I kept going like, what now?
Yeah.
What's happening now?
That's part of what's great about Firewatch is that tension that's created throughout.
Yeah, because it's like the music and the lighting, and you're like, I don't have enough of the story yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole time I was like, okay, well, this is about to go to shit. Well, this is about to go to shit.
Yeah.
I
guess without being too spoilery, you're constantly waiting for it to be something it's not.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that moment you're waiting for doesn't happen on purpose. But man, like the hour and a half I played, I was like...
But when you are done, you are very satisfied with the experience you did have.
Yeah, that hour and a half I played, I just constantly kept waiting for it to happen. Because it feels like it's right around every corner.
Yep.
So that's it for news. Let us know what you think about those stories. Or any comments, questions,
Sam
concerns.
Fisher, woohoo!
Podcast at Gamestitch.com. Or on Twitter at Game_Stitch.
True.
Now it's time for Gone But Not Forgotten. My favorite, oldest, best... Newest.
Segment.
Most ergonomic segment of the show.
Most ergonomic?
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I did the research. It checks out. Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past, we dust off an old classic, we tell you about it, we hope you watch YouTube videos, or if you haven't, maybe even go back and you relive some of the memories. Relive some of the memories. Or love the memories.
Relive those memories if you want to.
Relive the memories that I have already lived.
Loved.
This week it's my turn.
Yes, it is. What do you got for us?
I've got a gem that I'm pretty sure you played.
A gem.
That I'm 72% sure that I've done before.
I'm not sure how I feel when you talk about your gems.
You're going to feel good about this one. It's a snowboarding classic.
Is it? Is it?
A snowboarding classic. It is SSX Tricky.
Oh!
That game's great.
That's the best one.
Yeah, that game's great.
I think you have talked about it before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to do it again, though, because it's that good. EA Big. Remember that? EA Big.
I do. EA Big.
Yeah.
That was their Extreme Sports line or whatever.
Yeah. There was EA Big and there was 989 Sports, which is also a good name because I'm like, what does that mean?
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Yeah, did used to say that. It came out November 5th, 2001 here in the Americas. PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, eventually Game Boy Advance. Just so you know, we're never talking about the Game Boy Advance version.
No, because it's really bad.
But I played this game on PS2, and I played a lot with my dad. There was something, and this has not happened since. I feel confident to say it's not happened since.
It's never been recaptured. I know exactly
there
what
was
you're
some
talking
magic in this game. The moves, the trick. Now, remember, this is like, we're talking height of Tony Hawk, though.
Yeah.
But there's something so, like, fun and silly, and it's tricky to rock, you know, the music and it's perfect. It looks like shit now, too, by the way, if you go back. But at the time, like, it looked great, and it felt great, and it played great, and it was like a weird, almost rhythm snowboard trick.
Yep, you had to pop your buttons at just the right time.
So good. So good. And I remember playing hours. They had some crazy courses with me and my dad trying to beat each other's time. And this game is special to me. And if I've done it before, then I'm fine doing it again because it's that good. It's win back good.
It is win back
and
good.
That it deserves 2 Gone But Not Forgotten. If in fact I have already done this. But as you know, if you don't know, if you're new to the show, we keep shitty records. So we've been doing the show for 5 years.
It's not our forte.
Right. And we've been doing the segment for probably like 3 of the years. So who knows?
Uh-huh.
Who knows what we've done?
And there's a precedent for this because I did win back 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, that's even worse because he was unaware that he had just done it.
I win back so much that I did it 2 weeks in a row.
Right. Which, in fairness, it's really 3 weeks because I went in between there.
I still love it that much.
So if people are like, how can you forget week to week? I mean, there was at least a week period where you didn't talk about win back.
Listen, I can't remember what I did 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
me either, except for I was up playing Sea of Thieves still. No. Stayed up way too
3
late.
hours ago? No, you weren't.
It felt like it.
Yeah, you probably went to bed not long after I did.
2:30 is when I got off the Xbox.
Okay.
And then
So, yeah,
I can't go
'cause
straight to bed, so it's probably about 3 o'clock when I went to bed.
Yeah.
But I didn't take a 6-hour nap yesterday.
6.5.
Right. Now it's time for shout-outs. If you want to shout out, all you have to do is head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch, and you can get you one. Subscribe at the $10 tier, and we'll give you a shout-out each and every week. If you don't give us a shout-out, we'll provide one for you. Sometimes Dan goes full detective, and he'll stalk your Twitter, and he'll find a shout-out for you. Sometimes,
And that may have been what happened this week.
we just make up some shit for you because it's your time. You've earned it. We give it to you either way.
That's right. You deserve it.
So we got
This
2
week's-
shout-outs.
This week's shout-outs are both movie-related. So we got a theme for this week's shout-outs.
Now, is it worth noting that you've concocted these?
No, I have not. These are both tweets from Garrett and Tom.
So not supplied
Both
to us
separate
as
tweets.
shout-out, but you have
But I
sourced
am-
the 2.
I have sourced the 2 because I was like, you know what? There's a theme. And I love a theme. I love a good theme.
Yeah.
So, Garrett says, finally saw Star Wars The Last Jedi. It is beyond my least favorite, and I am confident it will be in a future episode of Mystery Science Theater. So, Garrett, not a fan of the newest Star Wars movie at all. It's
It's funny. Howard was actually talking about that tweet. He saw that tweet too, and he agreed.
Did he?
Not a fan.
Well, here's what I think you have to do. I don't think it was the worst. I still think that the 3 prequels are the worst, particularly the second one, Attack of the Clones. What you have to realize is that I realize Star Wars people are used to the same old Luke Skywalker, Han Solo. But like any story that is, 8 movies deep, there has to be some evolution. There has to be some movement. And these characters can't live forever. So it has to become about someone else. I personally thought it was a good movie. There's still some questions I want answered, but I like the choices that were made because they are not your typical Star Wars choices. And I don't think we need more of the typical Star Wars choices. I am actually very intrigued by what is going to be held in the future for the Star Wars franchise. And I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I feel confident in speaking my opinion on it. It's not like I'm just some casual dude who watches them. I've been a Star Wars fan since pretty much all my life. So, there's that for what it's worth.
I haven't seen it, so I'll not comment.
I can see how it could cause some derision, but I think you need to step back and look at it as an extension, an evolution of the Star Wars franchise, and not another Luke Skywalker story. And Thomas's shout out is, if you haven't seen Ready Player One, you may be able to stand the movie. If you read the book, it will do nothing but piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
1 star, only because of the visual representation of the world. So we've got, the theme is not only movies, but apparently crappy movies. So Thomas saw Ready Player One, and he did not enjoy it. It appears to me I'm going on the assumption that he has read the book.
I'm going to try to see that. I'm going to try to see that movie.
I want to see it. I definitely very, very much want to see it. I just haven't. I've got other things going on, so I haven't really had the time yet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to see it. I haven't read the book, and I'm going to try to go in as someone who isn't. I don't have expectations. I'm not going to be upset if I don't like the way whatever happened. I already know it's kind of silly from what I've read of the movie.
Yeah, it's the book is it has some very. The basic story is the same. I haven't seen the movie, but I've read enough about it to understand. The basic premise of the movie is the same, but it appears the book had some more character development and plot development. And from what I've seen and what I've read about the movie, it's more about Steven Spielberg doing what he does, which are not necessarily, in these kind of movies, they're action extravaganzas, special effects extravaganzas. But sometimes they're very simple movies.
Yeah, I've heard it's a little bit of a try-hard, which I think is okay.
Yeah. So and that's what I think. I think anytime you go into watching a movie from a book, you need to separate the two because the written medium is different than the visual medium. That's why they're two different mediums.
Well, yeah, you have to give more detail in the book, or it won't be a good book. There are certain things that you can infer from watching a movie that don't have to be said.
Yes, I mean, a book is literally exposition.
Right.
You can't do exposition in a movie or you don't have a good movie.
So, if you want to shout out, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch. Thanks for those shout outs, even though they were your words, but not your shout out.
Yes. And by the way, I don't know if you know, but Gamestitch just made you film reviewers. I don't know if you know that.
Right. Detective Dan on the scene.
That's right.
It sounds like a bad porn, Detective Dan.
Detective Dan.
I've got that case file you were looking for.
That's right. That's right. Detective Dan, in case of the Double T Dynamo.
Oh, case of the double dudes.
No. No.
Follow us on the social medias.
You ruined it. I hate you.
Follow us on the social medias. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan. Together we are at Game_Stitch. Head over to YouTube.com. Check out our stream of Sea of Thieves. Also, while you're there, subscribe to us. Hit that little notification bell so you know every time we go live. And also, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Gamestitch, which is actually where we did the stream. But we did archive it over on YouTube in case you missed it.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do.
Yes.
Looking out for everybody in all mediums.
No matter where we end up or where we stream, it'll end up on YouTube. So if you miss it live, don't panic. It is on YouTube. It's about an hour long, and there's 4 of us in there with the galleon, and it's pretty good. Also, I don't think we said this earlier, that the bros that tried to get us last night, they were in a tricked out ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they spent at least 140,000 coins on the ship. I think more than that because they had the mast, the figurehead.
Yes.
They had a figurehead, a paint job, and a sail. That
sales alone are $75K.
$70K for like all of that, I think. So crazy money. I have a total of like 45,000.
Yeah, I've got like 22.
Yeah. So, and we're talking $200 and something thousand worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Cray. They've been playing the game a lot, but you know what?
We broke them.
We're stubborn.
We are stubborn.
We were in a janky ass.
You know what? We really didn't. We had a good strategy against them too, though.
But we were in like a janky ass beginner boat, and we crushed their will.
We did, but we had a very good strategy, going.
So Thomas is like so aggressive, and it works out because we're not. So
Right.
he's like, fuck it, I'm on their boat. Like he just goes straight to blood. He likes to kill them. He likes to break someone's will before they try to break ours. He is the aggressor.
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
And I'm more of I'm trying to like strategize, and I'm trying to turn the boat so we have the best angle to hit them with cannonballs and they can't hit us.
I just like to react to the moment. I killed 3 or 4 of them in the water. You know, I got on their boat once. I shot them with a cannon. I like to just react to the situation and help where I can.
I did like the guy that tried to climb on our boat while I was turning it and tried to sneak up on me and didn't know I saw him. Slice, dead. Yeah.
I remember a time where I was like, I want to kill a shark with a sword.
Uh-huh.
First off, it feels like it should be an achievement. Also, it feels like rewarding. Now, I just assume when I see a shark, I'll kill it with a sword.
Right.
Like, that's how far I've advanced. Because I'm like, this shark's going down. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going down.
Yeah.
The sharks are aggressive. They're never just out. They're always attacking.
Which is whether you're bleeding or not. The thing is, I think they shouldn't attack you.
Unless your health's not 100%.
Yes.
So here's the other thing. Those guys that planned to attack us thought they would do a sneak attack, not realizing there were sharks in the water.
Right.
So a couple times we were standing on the boat looking down at a dude getting attacked by a shark, and it was fantastic. Because it didn't require anything from us.
That's right. Good plan, Dildo, bro.
Yeah, so we just hung out. But yeah, those guys had definitely played the game more than at least you, Howard, and myself.
Yes. Without a doubt.
Because they had the fancy ship.
It looked good. I mean,
looked great. It looked great as it sank to the bottom of Davy Jones's
I think
locker.
but I think that's something that should be added to the game. again, also, is if you are able to steal someone's ship and keep it for a certain amount of time,
It's
it
your
becomes
ship.
yours.
Oh, but how upset would you be if you spent $200,000 and someone stole your ship and you started back with a basic bitch one?
That's part of it, right? I mean, what do you think real pirates have to do?
I'm not a real pirate. They don't need to add anything that makes me rage quit. It's already bad enough that when I'm playing by myself, so a crew of 4 can attack me.
Well, do you think it would? But don't you think it would act more of?
I would just never.
It would cause people to think about that more?
I would just never spend any money. You're right. People wouldn't just go in willy-nilly, but it would cause me to never spend money.
Okay.
It would break the economy for me because I'm like, I'll just never spend anything. I don't want to lose it. Now, here's what I do think. Every time you sink a ship, there should be a penalty for the ship that gets sank. Not a penalty. There should be like something in place. 15 minutes where I can't be sank. There should be a reward for the ship that sank them. One treasure, doesn't have to be valuable, random drop, and there should be a time that goes into effect before I can be. I'm in passive mode for 15 minutes or whatever.
Okay.
Something like that should go into effect where you don't have to worry about getting sank and then sink again and sink again and sink again. Now
they did make it so that
right, but again they made it so the respawn is further away. But those guys made it back to us in 5 minutes yesterday.
5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, they came and got some more and they left the same way.
Yeah, that's the other great thing about it is they came from all the way across the map to come and get us, to come and get revenge on us and failed.
All right, we sent them out the same way they left the first time. I don't care for the PvP combat in that game. It's just unnecessary for me. But the game is so shallow that I can't imagine what it looks like without it.
Without it, yeah.
So I don't know. That game's fun.
I agree with you. It is fun.
It's especially fun with 4 people. I still really want to get Garrett in there too because I know he didn't enjoy his solo experience. And I think he will see that game is a lot more to it when you get.
I think he's canceled Games Pass though.
Oh well, then he won't be getting in there. There's always a feature. While we're talking about Sea of Thieves, you see they released a Sea of Thieves external hard drive that matches my controller.
No, I didn't see
2
that.
terabytes.
Oh, yes, I did.
A special charging stand that's for Sea of Thieves where you just set the controller up on it. Looks incredible. And a controller holder that displays the controller.
I saw that too.
They're all Sea of Thieves. Yep. I think it's $50 for the charger, which comes with the cord and the charger. It's $80, I think, for the 2 terabyte hard drive. And it's $15 for the controller stand. I think those prices are right.
There you go. You better get them.
Well, I'm like, now I need to see a Thieves Xbox. Let's just go all in. Because that paint is sweet.
No, it does look good.
That could...
I'm kicking myself for not getting it.
Yeah, you were all over the place because you said, I'm going to pre-order, then you're like, I'm not. But if I find one, I'm just going to get it.
And I haven't found one because I've been looking.
And then I could tell you wish you had got it.
I went to pre-order it, and the pre-orders weren't up anymore.
Right, but I told you, I pre-ordered mine after you did that. Told you could pre-order on Best Buy, and you still hesitated. And you said, I'm just going to find one, and if I find one, it's meant to be.
I did say that. I stand by that. That's fair.
Yeah.
But I do want one.
Yeah.
But I stand by, like, I want one, but...
You don't need one.
I don't need one,
right.
So... But if I find one in the wild, yeah, it's mine.
Yeah. I actually really like the... hold on. I actually really like the outfit that I got. Yeah, it's not cool to call it an outfit if you're a pirate. I like the clothes that I got. Yeah. I guess the pirates don't wear outfits. They're not going to the club.
Yeah.
But I like the ferryman's attire.
It's like a seahorse with a horn or something?
Yeah. It's like a
serpent.
When you're on the ferry of the dam, that thing is everywhere. Like that logo is all over the ferry of the dam. It's called the ferryman's outfit. It's not called an outfit. It's called a ferryman's whatever. And it also has skins for the guns. And it's like Thomas was saying, like he spent a lot of money making his guns look how he wanted. And I think this is just a cheap way for me to do that. Now I can focus. I like what I'm wearing. I'm a big fat pirate wearing like what looks like unicorn stuff from a distance. And it's trimmed in teal, which is the color I like, seafoam. And
all of our pirates are different, and it's fun.
Yeah, for a game where you don't create the character, everyone is very distinctive.
Yeah. Like, you're the big, fat, long-haired pirate.
I am the only fat guy that I ever see.
I am a short, ancient dude.
You're like 96.
Who's been a pirate forever. Howard's
like a long-haired, like
almost like a regal pirate.
Yeah, if you told like a 10-year-old to draw a pirate.
Yeah.
It's kind of whimsical. And Thomas looks like he's been through some shit.
Yeah. Thomas is in rough shape.
Yeah, he's got a pirate that's been through it. So even the people that I've encountered that we have like fought with, I'm the only fat pirate I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like no one picked up. I don't see any lady pirates, and I don't see any fat pirates.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any lady pirates either.
Which is a shame because there's a ton of cool ones whenever it's generating them.
Yeah. I almost picked one.
I picked a fat dude who has like the shaved hair on the sides, and he flips over the front. He looks so good. You can't see my hair because of the hat, but I look good. It's kind of salt and peppered. I look good.
Did you have when you first created your character, did you have a series of them that you've saved as favorites and then picked out of those?
No, but I went through like probably 30 different generate pirate.
Gotcha.
And so
because I saved my favorites, and I think I had 3 women and 3 men, and I got the old guy, the ancient guy.
Curly's what I call him.
Just right. And I was like, yeah, no, that's...
I was pretty sure early on I wanted to be a big guy.
Uh-huh.
They looked fun in the previews, and I was like, I feel like no one's going to be a big guy because everybody wants to be everyone wants to be Johnny Depp.
Everybody wants to be Captain Jack.
Captain
Sparrow.
Jack, yeah. So I was like, I want to go different there. So I knew I wanted to be a big one, and I kept going through them, and they all look like pirates, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw this dude, and I'm like, this guy doesn't look like he fits in. And he's big. And he's got like a tattoo of like 3 swords on his chest or something. So I wear the ferryman stuff, but I wear no undershirt because I feel like that's what a big guy would do. So I'm no undershirt, but I'm in the nice garb, and I like my guy a lot. I'm happy with him. If I
that's the important
if I had to
thing.
start over again, that's the pirate I would have to try to get.
Yeah, I'm very happy with my pirate.
Even though everyone gives me shit for being fat.
I do not.
A lot of fat shaming in that game, and I don't appreciate it.
I do not.
All right, that's going to do it. This has been episode 273. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for lending us your ears, letting us talk to you for a bit. And thanks for being swell. You guys are awesome. I assume.
Good night.
I think you're awesome.
I'm guessing you're awesome.
Right.
If you listen to us, you probably have some awesomeness in you.
You have some awesome traits, right?
Right. There are some great things about you. There could be some really shitty things about you as well. I don't know about those because I only know you from listening to us.
Right. And have a good day the day that you're listening to this. Try to be positive.
Whatever day it is. It's probably a day that ends in Y. You enjoy that day.
Yeah, try to have fun. Try to enjoy yourself. Live for the moment. This has been episode 273 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Good night.